So now it's raining as hard as it ever does here. In Kensington Gardens in London. And the Brit, see, it's stopping already, right? The British people love to complain about the rain. It's so funny. I love this rain. It's just so wonderful. Oh my gosh. It rains off and on, mostly on, but it's really light. It's just perfect rain, perfect weather. I love it. I got to do the most amazing thing, another most amazing thing just now, but oh my gosh. I was gonna say, I didn't cry like I cried at Westminster Abbey, but it was just so spectacular. I got to go attend davening, what was it? Shakrit, Saturday, Shabbat services at New West End Synagogue, right? And it was the funniest thing. I went there by accident because I looked at Chabad.org and it told me to go to this other place on Tolbert Street, like 10 Tolbert Street, something like that, 90 Tolbert Street. And it was an apartment complex, right? And I'm like, maybe they run it in an apartment complex, right? And I walk in, I knock on some doors in the complex, and some people answered. They said, no, never heard of it. And then finally a woman walks in and says, I ask her about the synagogue. She says, no, she doesn't know about that. This place has been here since the 70s. But she'll help me. And she got out her phone and said, oh, here, this synagogue right here, New West End Synagogue, right here, and showed me the map. I took a picture of the name of the address. And so I went there. And it was the funniest thing. It was the most surreal thing. I guess it happens all the time here in England, but the bottom line is, I get there and there's these two, burly black, maybe security guards, but it was like they were squared away like militant military, not just some schlub security guards that you would see at, whatever, at a bank or whatever. These were like squared away, right? And there's two of them, and I look, and there was a third one at the end of just at the end there in the alley, looking the other way, looking crosswise. And it was just like the most amazing movie, like 007, right? I said, is this the synagogue? And you know what they said? They said no. I'm like, wow, this is so amazing, right? My phone says it was supposed to be over there. I'll put it. This is like a back alley type thing, literally, a back alley, right? It was so amazing. One of the most surreal moments of my life, yet again, right? The map says it's supposed to be here, over here, down the way, halfway up this alley on the other side. And I said, do you happen to know where it might be, the synagogue? And they said, what do you want to do at the synagogue, right? It's like, oh my God. It was so awesome. Oh my God. And I said, I want to be in the minyan. I want to daven. I want to, hold the siddur and shuckle. And the one security guard that was next to me said, oh no, you're supposed to worship God. Okay, whatever, and I'm like, everything about this is just so funny. And they talk to each other and they get on the walkie-talkie, and all of a sudden they say, oh, this guy is, this other big black guy is walking up from the other way. You need to talk to him, right? And that guy comes up and says, have you already had security clearance, right? I'm like, no, I've never had to do a security clearance anywhere in any synagogue. They don't do that in America. I literally just happened to come here by accident. This wasn't where I was supposed to be. Right? and he was there anything else? He asked me what synagogue I go to. And I said, I refer to Rabbi Chaim Konoka of Pasadena, California, Chabad, and Rabbi Avi Zweibel of Ashland, Oregon, Chabad. And he was very satisfied with my answers. And he said, I have to give ID on you. I said, yeah. I showed him my passport and my business cards and my license and all my stuff, the fun stuff I have in my pocket. And he said, I'm going to take a picture of your passport. And I said, yeah, sure, take a picture of my business card too. And he declined that for some reason, whatever. And it was just so amazing. They're looking over at the other guy at the end, and he's looking left and right. There's a movie like that where they, I guess the guy comes to buy drugs or something, and the guy looks over that way to that guy, and the other guy looks over that way to that guy. It's just like that. It was so perfect. Everything about this was so perfect. Oh my God. And they were very happy with the way I was happy with. I was giddy with pleasure. It was just, it was so perfect, right? And oh my gosh, they checked my bag very quickly. I took out my chest set, said, here's a chest set, and they looked in, they saw clothes. I said, clothes. I said, okay, cool. And then they welcomed me with open arms. It was absolutely amazing. And then I was handed to another guy, and they said, put your backpack and coat here. And they gave me a white yarmulke, and I said, can I wear my ball cap over it like I do in America? And they said, no, probably not. And they brought me into this cathedral, right? And shuls in America are just almost like a plain old office building, This was on par with Westminster Abbey, like seriously, like. And I walk in, and they're carrying the Torah. I guess they had just read from the Torah. They certainly had a minyan. There's probably 30 people in there, 30 men, and the women were up on what do they call it? The balcony, right? The women were on the balcony, and I walked in there, my jaw dropped. I was like, what the heck is this? This is not Chabad at all, right? And it wasn't a siddur, it was a prayer book, but it did have Hebrew on the right side, like siddur, but it was a completely different book. And they were singing the Hebrew parts, and then they said, oh, now it's time for the sermon. I'm like, a sermon? And this guy, this really fun, lively guy comes up there and gives the sermon in English, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so surreal. And he talks for a while, and then he says something like, it depends on where we're from, and where are you from? He says to me, right? He says I, Grants Pass, Oregon, United States, right? He says, how do you like it here? I said, spectacular. It was amazing. Thank you, Rabbi. And it was just so perfect. And the service went on, and it eventually ended, and then we had Kiddush in the other room, and they were showing me around, and I talked to so many different people there, and one of them said that the Rothschilds frequent there, and MPs frequent there, and distinguished dignitaries, sirs frequent there and stuff. It was just so amazing. They said there's 2 good synagogues in London, and that was one of them. I happened to go there by accident, as per usual in my life. It was so funny, It's like so many movies have inspired me, but seriously, hackers and war games, war games and all that. Cool shirt, Joy Division, yeah. And war games. A kid puts a dime in the payphone and starts World War III, right? I should be showing you guys everything. Giddy London. Was it Kensington? I guess Kensington Gardens is in Kensington, I hope. Kid puts a dime in payphone, starts World War III, and it makes you wonder. Shouldn't there be flowers in the garden? Has this beautiful black woman that was in the room there. Anyway, it's like in 3 days I got to go to the top 3 religious experiences probably in the world. Well, in London at least, right? I got to go to service in Westminster Abbey, right, where the King Charles himself goes. I got to go to service at Masonic Lodge, where it was invented, at Grand Lodge of England. And I got to go to Jewish synagogue, where the Rothschilds go. It's just surreal. And it's like I have the secret handshakes to every religion there is, and that's the way I like it. If you're not like me, you need to get like me. I don't, but some people think it's a good idea to stay married to one person, to stay in one job, to stay in one religion, to stay in one school, stay in one thing their whole life. And I'm just not like that. I like to do it all. And not just do it, I do it just spectacularly, just like 007. Oh my God, total James Bond. We socialized in there, right? As if it was black tie, white tie, right? And we did, and they were, and they did, we did, right? And I got my jacket on, right? And it was just so perfect. And oh my God. I flirted with that beautiful black woman, right? And she appreciated it. Oh my God, so elegant, curves. Oh my God, tall. Oh my God, she was the belle of the ball for sure. She lit up the room. All eyes were on her, and I was the one that walked up and flirted with her, and it was really great. And then I was walking along here in this path, right, to go from Kensington Gardens to where Kensington Palace is, right? And the elegant black woman was walking up behind me with a friend, right? And I recognized her voice, and I turned around, and I'm like, oh my God, are you following me? And she laughed. And I said, this is Kensington Gardens, right? And she said, yeah. I said, isn't there supposed to be flowers there? She said, well, they are over there. And she pointed whatever. And then she walked off. But it was just so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah. They didn't give me top secret in the army for nothing. This is so funny. I've been to so many surreal places in my life. What else? I could go down the list. It's not humble brag. This is boasting brag, and I hope you get mad, get angry, block me, whatever, or get inspired to do something with your life, Play all the games. Yes. Talking with strangers and playing with strangers and playing chess with strangers and flirting with strangers, making love with strangers, having that boyfriend for an hour yesterday in the middle of the public in London, right? Yesterday, yeah. Getting kissed that beautiful lesbian last month. My girlfriend gives me the hickeys. Are they gone? These are what is good in life. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women. That's right. He didn't say that for nothing.
little feet. My goodness
Life
me.
is so funny. Today you are no longer maggots. Today you are Marines. From now on until the day you die, every Marine is your brother. Most of you are going to go to Vietnam. Some of you will not come back. But always remember this. Marines die. That's what we're here for. But the Marine Corps lives forever. And therefore you live forever. Right? Busting out like skateboarding. Just have fun, you know. 7 seconds or you won't. Drop in. Have fun. Face fears. Everyone will be brave and bold one day. Everyone will die. I got to be brave and bold early. I got to join the army. All right. Have a wonderful day.